Hey down, this is Dave Decide. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to get into Lizzo, Jimin, and of course Taehyung. How could we not talk about the birthday boy? There's speculation that Lizzo leaked a relationship, so we will discuss it. I also want to get into an update on the legal action of HYBE. So hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, tea spilling mug merch, and let's jump into it. The first thing that I wanted to get into is a very cute one. Given that Taehyung's birthday is today, there have been a lot of posts welcoming Taehyung and sending so much love and support to him. There were posts from the members individually. We even saw a post from our lovely Jimin, who posted a very cute picture of Taehyung's face. I love it. After this post, there became a lot of talk of Jimin as well. Some Jimin stuff started to pop up. If you don't know what Jimin is, that is Jimin and Taehyung shipped together. There's light shippers where people just love their friendship, and then there are heavy shippers where people talk about the possibility of them dating or sleeping with each other, which, let's keep it in the fanfics, because they both haven't confirmed anything. This is all great and dandy, and then a clip surfaced of Lizzo doing a little rap about BTS and posting it on the Tweetster. I want to talk about that clip, but I need to give backstory on this too. Lizzo has talked about BTS so many times, from talking about wanting to sleep with them to just loving them and how beautiful they are. Absolute mood. She is a queen. And I totally think Lizzo is so cute if she ever wants to date. Anyway, this particular clip was not the first time she has ever acknowledged BTS members in this way. And so in the clip, she raps about V and Jimin being friends and that V and Jimin love each other, which is true. The rap was so catchy and stuff that us armies do. We totally rap and sing about the boys constantly. However, what then happened after this clip was that people took this as confirmation that Jimin and V were actually in a relationship, and even more so now that the clip has resurfaced. It's so weird with social media, because while it's a great thing that an old video you made several months ago can start getting views and more interactions and almost like revive itself from the dead, it's also a downside when people think that the old tweet or post is new and they don't bother to look at the date of when it was posted. They just assume everything on their feed is up to date, and we can't. We have to look at the dates because it helps creators a lot to have old content resurface back in the algorithm, but it can spread outdated information. And I say this because at the time, I didn't think Lizzo and BTS had officially met. We all know that Lizzo and BTS have met now, and if you didn't know, it was at the Harry Styles concert and they took a selfie together. Now, there are people that think that Lizzo has backstage information and quote-unquote knows that Taehyung and Jimin are dating, but she wouldn't have had quote-unquote backstage information at the time of the little rap clip she made. Now, Lizzo also posted a birthday thing. So an army, I guess, drew Lizzo and V together. It was very beautiful painting. Like, it looked so real and good. I would have gotten that printed out and framed. And within that post, Lizzo was getting comments and tweets, some possibly referring to that old rap clip, but definitely others referring to the clip of Lizzo thirsting over the boy. So basically saying how much they hate Lizzo and that it's just their opinion that they hate Lizzo. And then, of course, the worst comments was calling her really bad names and slut-shaming her. The difference between an opinion and fact, one, is that you can't just hide behind an opinion and say it's just an opinion and you shouldn't be offended by my opinion. Calling someone ugly is an opinion, but you shouldn't just go up to people and do that. Another thing is that fact doesn't mean it's true all the time. It's just what we believe to be true at that time, meaning calling someone a slut and saying that they are a slut, not that you think that they could be, but saying that they are, is saying that as a fact, not an opinion. You are calling this person that word and backing it up with your quote-unquote evidence. That doesn't fall on the line of an opinion anymore. And you can't hide behind the fact that this is an opinion and say it's okay. And this idea of slut-shaming, it's okay, right? As long as it's in the name of quote-unquote defending BTS. BTS clearly doesn't hate Lizzo. Otherwise, they would not have been so excited to take a photo with her and also post it on their social media accounts. You honestly think they don't know what people say about them? You think they don't go online at all? They know that Lizzo talked about how hot she thought the members were. And look, they're boys. Tell me a single boy that doesn't want to be called hot and sexy and have people thirsting after that. That's every male celebrity ever since the history of ever. It's the reason most men want to be pop stars and rock stars. Why would BTS be an exception to that? There were also people who hated Lizzo for being a Jimin stan. Others say that she doesn't support all of them and only two. But that's fine, as long as she doesn't insult the other ones. And Lizzo is famous with a career too. So unlike akes or really bad toxic friends that only support one member and then send death threats to the other, Lizzo is not sitting there obsessed with just Jimin and then sending death threats to others. She has her own career. To these toxic fans, it's like the world doesn't exist. Why would Lizzo risk her career to send death threats? She wouldn't. And also her liking to ship two members together is just a part of fan culture. She's just engaging in the culture. She's just having fun. To send her hate or call her names is a bit extreme and a bit too much. Like, calm down. BTS doesn't need protection from Lizzo. Also, Lizzo wouldn't do anything appropriate to them without their consent. If you know Lizzo and watch her stuff, which obviously these toxic fans don't, then you know how dumb you sound when you attack her. She is kind and she would never touch anyone inappropriately. And people in showbiz say things sometimes because it's funny and it's outlandish. And in order to stand out in this very saturated entertainment market, you do and say things that other people don't. Sometimes. There's a fine line to cross there, and as long as that line never passes insulting the boys or insulting any person and hurting them, then what you're doing is fine and you'll find an audience that appreciates it too. Taehyung announced on Weverse not long ago that he was planning on taking legal action with a very specific YouTube channel for really bad things that they have said. Talking about Taehyung being drunk and just allegedly starting really bad rumors about BTS and other groups. There was an update recently about HYBE taking on the legal action and pursuing, I guess. Keep in mind that they cannot talk in detail about the case because once a case is started, you can't talk about it. It's not because it's a government thing and a big secret. Cases are often determined by a jury, and if not a jury, then a judge, who all of these people are people and read the news. So if too much of the legal case is leaked to the public and the general public starts giving their opinion on the case, it can change the opinion of the jury or the judge before they reach their final verdict of who is guilty and who is not. And obviously a jury and a judge needs to be completely unbiased. But this is to say the case is in trial right now. I have no idea. It's also tough to hear that a YouTube channel sets a bad example for the other K-pop channels that also review and talk about BTS and K-pop. It makes the rest of the community look bad because it creates this idea that anything with an exaggerated title or thumbnail is completely made up. It does worry the entire community that videos like this, because no matter how much energy and research you do for a video, you can always get something wrong. But as long as you don't cross the line to completely make something up in order to attack the celebrity, then you should be okay. But there's definitely a line that can be drawn between a clickbait title and something that is completely made up. In today's video, I talked about the rumor of why Lizzo is being attacked and people believing that she leaked that Jimin was dating. Putting the rumor and what I am talking about to address in my video as the title, is that considered lying? There's also several other channels that do clickbait, if not all of YouTube, but they're not on the death wish list. And it's always frustrating because in these videos that I do address this issue, the video gets no views. No one is watching the message and people don't hear my explanation. Probably because the people who desperately want me to die won't share this video because they know they can't twist that. But for those that are here, that is my explanation. I would never insult and hurt BTS in that way. The love that I have for the members goes so far beyond music. They're my hope. Hope that someday Asian music and representation will exist beyond this idea that Asian things are weird. Like, what is anime, for example? It's animation and a good story behind it, but it's seen as weird and nerdy. But Family Guy or South Park, which is also animation, isn't nerdy and weird. You see the double standard there. K-dramas were also considered nerdy and weird a few years ago. I hope that doesn't exist one day. And I hope K-pop, which is not a genre of music, it's pop music, one day will be known as pop music and not just Korean music. Let me know what you think, and if you want to see more K-pop reaction videos, go to my Patreon, a link below. I can't post them here due to copyright, but you can get all sorts of reaction videos and requests over there. It's a great way to support the channel even more if you would like to. Thank you so much for this lovely comment right here. I love you so much. There will also be 2 videos that will pop up on screen at the end of this video, and I will see you over there. Bye.